I am about to blow the mind of every autistic person on this side of the internet. This morning, I was having a gallbladder attack, and it reminded me of some deep-cut autism lore that I think might actually dropkick you in the most informative way I know how. So we're gonna start with this. GI disorders are approximately 4 times more prevalent in children with autism spectrum disorder than in neurotypical populations. A lot of neurodivergent people deal with stomach problems, constipation, nausea, random pains under the ribs that really have no explanation or cause that you can figure out, or what to me feels like gallbladder attacks. And nobody ever explains why. So here's the real science behind why all of the autistic people you know have hot girl tummy issues. When I say autistic people are wired differently, I actually mean that. And not just our brains, our entire nervous system, and our connective tissue, and our immune system, and our gut wiring, they're all different than a neurotypical person's wiring. They work in identifiably different ways. First, autism and ADHD directly affect the gut. The same genes that shape the brain also shape the enteric nervous system, which is the nervous system that runs your digestion. So autistic and ADHD people often have slower gut motility, more constipation, more trapped gas, and more sensitive awareness of what's happening inside your body. Autistic people also tend to have an overactive fight or flight response and an underactive rest and digest response. That alone makes digesting much more difficult. Then you're gonna add POTS on top of that, the whole autism thing. POTS is a disorder of blood flow and autonomic regulation. When you stand up or start to feel anxious, your body pulls away from the digestive organs and slows down or halts digestion to move the blood to other places. That can cause nausea, bloating, constipation, and the feeling like your stomach literally stops working for some reason when you go to your boyfriend's house. It happens to a lot of autistic people where our intestines feel like they literally shut down when we're stressed, in a car with people we don't really know, around other people we have to mask around. All of these things can put you into activation mode instead of rest and digest mode. Then you're gonna add hypermobile EDS on top of that. EDS affects collagen in your whole body, not just your joints. The walls of your gut, your stomach, your intestines, your pelvic floor, and even your bile ducts are made of connective tissue. All of it's made of connective tissue. And if the collagen is stretchier or looser like it is in people with EDS, everything moves more slowly. Signs of EDS that nobody really tells you to look for: double jointed thumbs, and I constantly dislocate my knee, and I have at this point sprained my ankle 9 times, and I have a family history of the same flimsy joints. Autistic people are 7.5 times more likely to have an EDS diagnosis. Some researchers predict it could be up to 80%, but the usual number, 53%. But then the last one, MCAS, mast cell activation syndrome. Mast cells line your entire digestive tract. If your mast cells are hyperreactive, you're more sensitive to foods and stress and temperature and hormones and fragrances and pressure and all of these things that nobody else seems to be having reactions to, and you're like, why am I choking at the smell of perfume? It's because your mast cells are activating. Histamine and other inflammatory chemicals change how your gut moves and how intensely you feel pain, which is crazy. So these 4 conditions, autism, ADHD, POTS, EDS, and MCAS, they show up together all the freaking time, like all the time. And a lot of researchers are starting to think it's because they share overlapping genetics and affect the same networks inside the body. That system in autistic people is wired differently from birth. You grow up with a sensitive, slow-moving gastrointestinal system that is extremely reactive to stress and pressure. My favorite theory about what ties them all together is the neuroimmune autonomic network theory. One interconnected network controls sensory processing, gut motility, heart rate, inflammation, pain. And that's why all the things happen. It's all interconnected. They all play into each other. Know the name of it? Get ready, because it's long. Neurodivergent, dysautonomic, gastrointestinal dysmotility. That's why you got tummy troubles. The wildest part is that we go our whole lives thinking that all of these things are random, that they're not connected. It's not just IBS. It's not just anxiety. They're a part of the same biological network that shapes everything about us. Bro, did you guys know about this? Leave me your neurodivergent issues that nobody else can solve in the comments, and I'll do my best.